All right, guys. Testing, testing. Okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm live. I'm going again. And this is going to be a response to the first article that I just read. I just read the article about several players saying that they left the team. That was the final straw. They had to leave Coach Prime because he was forcing players to go to a Lil Wayne concert. And because they didn't want to do this, it was too much daddy ball. They left the team. I read that article. I broke it down. I talked about how the article was not objective. It was laced in bias. It was also very misleading because it was not about Lil Wayne. It had nothing to do with Lil Wayne. All right. Um, and I read that already. If you want to go see what I said about that, you can go listen to that right now. This article is about Deion Sanders' son, uh, Deion Sanders Jr., and he is going to be responding to what these critics are saying about his father, particularly Paul Finebaum. If you guys don't know who that is, he's an ESPN analyst, and he's been very, very critical of Coach Prime. You guys think I'm critical of Coach Prime? Go listen to Paul Finebaum's takes on Coach Prime. There's nothing positive he has to say about Coach Prime at all. Okay, so that's the title. This is from Essentially Sports. The article was written by Tarafdar. Soheli Tarafdar. Okay, so let's read the title. Let's break down the title. Let's see if there's objectivity in the title, or is it just laced with a bunch of stuff to influence us emotionally? All right, so it says they start telling lies. So I'm guessing this is what Deion Sanders Jr. said. He says they start telling lies. Deion motivation. Okay, it's a lot of glitching going on. Can you let me know in the comment section if I'm glitching too much? And if I am, I'll turn off the sharing. All right, they start telling lies. Deion Sanders Jr. makes blunt observation amid Lil Wayne concert report and Paul Finebaum's criticism of Coach Prime. So that title there, um, I don't see anything that's biased. They start telling lies. It took a direct quote from Deion Sanders Jr. It it says he makes a blunt observation amid Lil Wayne concert report. No, right now, as the title stands alone, it's objective. There's nothing misleading about that. Now, if I read the article and the article doesn't align with the title, then it's going to be misleading. Sort of how the first was. But for face value, for just looking at this looks fine right now. Okay. So I'm going to start here. Hey, that's everyone's favorite word, haters. It says haters gonna hate, but Deion Sanders Jr. isn't having it. Ever since Coach Prime took control over the Colorado Buffaloes, there's been hardly any day that the Sanders were relieved from caustic attacks. Latest tweet reveals the critics are no longer limiting themselves to hate. The Sanders may, you know what? Because it's glitching so much, yeah, it's a lot of glitching going on. I hope you guys can hear. Okay, because the screen is just flickering. Hope that, yeah. So it's not doing it right now. Okay, let me continue. Um, Haters gonna hate, but Deion Sanders Jr. isn't having it. Ever since Coach Prime took control over the Colorado Buffaloes, there has been hardly any. Uh, you know what? Because it's doing that. The reason why I'm stopping, guys, is because I'm afraid that it's gonna chop me up. Because if the article is doing the flickering, I'm assuming it's gonna chop me up as well. That's just my assumption. But let me know in the comments if I'm chopping up. If I'm not, just give me a thumbs up and say I'm fine. Because I don't want to continue if you guys can't hear me, if I'm not coherent at all. All right. All right. Haters gonna, and plus when it's flickering, it's hard to continue to go on though. It says haters gonna hate, but Deion Sanders Jr. isn't having it. Ever since Coach Prime took control over the Colorado Buffaloes, there's been hardly any day that the Sanders were relieved from caustic attacks. But as Bucky's latest tweet reveals, the critics are no longer limiting themselves to hate. The Sanders may have overcome the hatred, but they have come up with their own next. Preaching lies. Bucky walked. Bucky walked on. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing because I can't. It's flickering too much. I'll just read it. Let me just stop sharing for a second. It's doing that. All right, so it's better now. All right, it says, but as Bucky's latest tweet reveals, the critics are no longer limiting themselves to hate. The Sanders may have overcome the hatred, but they have come up with their next weapon, preaching lies. Bucky walked on the same path as his father and took a stand against the critics, spreading lies about the Lil Wayne concert. Surprisingly, CFB analyst, college football analyst Paul Finebaum has joined the Hate Sanders team. That's what I said. That's what I said earlier on my first article. People, we have to think critically. We have to think critically. Does it? Is it? Do you really think he's going to kick players off the team for not going to a Lil Wayne concert? Like seriously? So I mean, some of the things that Coach Prime has done deserves criticism, but not this one. I think we don't know the full story. And from what I read, it seems like he was doing something for the team. Now, because it's his son, it comes off as kind of, oh, you're just doing this because of your son. But I believe that Coach Prime would have told any other player, if it was any other player on the team that had something that they were doing that was special to them, I'm sure that Coach Prime would make sure that everyone goes support one another. I mean, this is the same coach that comes on the microphone praising his students or praising his players' academic achievements. He talks about players of the week. He talks about players that are doing good in the classroom. So he's big on that. We may not like his style. You may not like the way he coaches. You may not like his flair and all that stuff. But I think deep down he means well. He may not operate in the way we think he should operate, but that doesn't make him a malicious man that's out to break the souls of students. All right. I don't see him as being an evil person. I just think that he's a father that loves his son. He loves his football team and he wants his team to be as one. So he's preaching team support. That's what I saw from that article about the concert. Okay, so they're talking about Finebaum has joined the Hate Sanders team. See, when you don't have a justifiable reason to critique somebody and you're just believing lies just to believe them because it makes you feel good, then you are a hater. See, I could have easily, if I was a hater, I could have easily taken that article that I read before this one and said, see, look, he's making players go. No, let's read between the lines. And I read it. The title will make you believe that. And a lot of so-called professional sports pundits, these analysts, they do the same thing. They don't read. They just look at articles, they look at titles, and they go off of that. Because sometimes bad news, negative press is good press for them. If they can just stir up controversy and stir up chaos, that's good for them. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to read the article and make up my own damn mind. All right, reading along here. It says Deion Sanders Jr. fires back at haters with a sharp tweet. Although much water has flowed under the bridge since the transfer portal, the former Buffs seem to still not be finished throwing shade at the Sanders. So some of this could be jealousy as well, because I really believe that now with the Cormani situation, I believe that the Cormani situation was not jealousy. I believe that Cormani was getting tired of his name being slandered by the team, by the coaches. Some of it was brought up upon him. He brought it upon himself. I agree. I'm not saying that everything that they said about Cormani was totally lies. I'm sure he had some faults as a freshman, but I think that there's certain things that need to be kept in house to protect that young man. So when Cormani fired back, I didn't look at that as jealousy. These players, on the other hand, I look at it that way. Because if you're leaving a program, just say your farewells. Say, hey, I'm thankful for the opportunity that I got to play for Coach Prime in Colorado, but I'm moving on. Keep your mouth shut and move the hell on. Why is it that when you're way out, you want to keep throwing stones? It seems like there's something else that's there. It's not all genuine, because if you're leaving a bad place, just leave it. I could give you a personal story. When my first marriage was horrible. All right. My ex-wife was, I'm surprised I'm still alive. That woman probably would have killed me. When I left, I didn't slander her. I was happy to be out of there. I was happy to be a free man. I didn't have any, when people would ask me what happened, I would just say it just didn't work out, because I was focused on my next venture. I was focused on the next chapter of my life. If you are an athlete and you left a horrible situation, why keep talking about it? If you left, you should be happy. On to the next one. Why are guys continuing to throw shade when they're leaving? That's not something I would do. And that makes me question people's motives when they do that. All right. So I'm going to continue reading on here. And I'm sorry I can't share because it's glitching too much. You guys wouldn't be able to understand me. Live out your dreams. You said Paul Finebaum's old YT man from Alabama used to black staying in a boy's place. Wow, he hadn't said anything positive about Kobe. Dude, look. I didn't. I'm glad you said it. That it's not coming from me, but there's definitely a racial element here, without a question. There's definitely a racial element. They love for us to stay in our place, don't they? I mean, it's in their DNA. They love to control. They love to dominate. They love. It's a. It's really an inferiority complex, but they call it a superior complex, and that's where they get the term white supremacy from. But anybody who's supreme doesn't need to mention it. Supremacy, nature tells you who's supreme. All right. If you need to state it and make it, you try to make it known, then you're already implying that you are inferior, trying to make people see that you are superior. It's sort of like the short man complex, right? When a guy is short, when a person is real short, they're always angry because they feel like they have to prove themselves. That's an inferiority complex within them because of their stature. You see, these Caucasians, they feel like they need to dominate because they understand that we as melanated people, we are the natural gods of the planet due to our biochemistry, due to our history being the first humans on the planet. I can go on and on, but I don't want to get off tangent. But yes, they do have a proclivity to have that control. Stay in your place, boy. Stay in your place. No, y'all stay in y'all's place. We're gonna do what we do. you know, it's an inferiority complex. That's all it is. But yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. Live out your dreams. I'm sure there's definitely a racial card that's being played there. Stay in your place, of course. I wish they would come. Oh man, let me. Okay, anyway. All right. Although much water has flowed under the bridge since the transfer portal, the former Buffs seem to still not be finished throwing shade at the Sanders. Only days ago, an allegation came to light that Coach Prime, an allegation, I mean it's not proven, and an allegation came to light that Coach Prime made the Prime Weekend Lil Wayne concert mandatory for the entire team. Awkward much? Hold on, as more hold on as more discomfiture pours in. It came in with a charge that Deion Sanders had a big plan to raise the popularity of Shador as a rapper since the quarterback was the one who opened the concert. Okay, now I'm getting more context. See, that's why it's good to read. The first article I read, I assumed right. Yes. Shador did open because there's no way Lil Wayne is going to open for Shador. Lil Wayne is the bigger star. No one knows who Shador is as a rapper. Everyone knows who Lil Wayne is. So, yes, he opened for Shador. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. To raise popularity for Shador as a rapper, since the quarterback was the one who opened the concert, Coach Prime had to make a big entry after this as he tweeted, tagging the whole incident to be one of the best lies. Deion Sanders Jr.'s latest tweet also delves into the same issue. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Why does he call it a lie? To get the answer to this, let's look back at Bucky's last tweet on June 18th following that of his father, where he is surprised at the fact that the Buffs head coach mandated attendance at the concert. Bro, this hilarious. They basically said he forcing people to listen to his son's mixtapes. Dog, this is next level funny, wrote Deion Sanders Jr. So wow. So this article is simply calling out Deion Sanders Jr.'s hypocrisy. While Deion Sanders Jr. is saying that they're lying about my father, they have receipts showing what Deion Sanders Jr. said about his own father, about him being funny, forcing people to listen to his son's mixtape. So this article is not looking good for the Sanders right now. But let me continue. Dog, this is next level funny, wrote Deion Sanders Jr. The hate is not only coming from the ex-Buffs, since big shots like Finebaum have enlisted themselves to the haters list. College football analyst questions Deion Sanders' role as a coach. Okay, so it says here, I'm going to read this down here. I know you guys can't see it, but follow me here. It says, all this started right after Fox Sports' Joel Klatt came up with a bold prediction for the Buffs on June 4th. He said, There's a chance that Colorado is competing to go to the Big 12 championship game. This somehow did not fit well with college football analyst Finebaum, even though Clapp mentioned that this prediction will depend on Shador's performance and the overall health of the team. The analyst wasted no time questioning Deion Sanders' coaching talents. The McElroy and Kubelik in the morning podcast caught Finebaum cooking up his unapologetic stance against the Buffs head coach. He said this in quotes: "It's just a matter of being honest. I don't consider him a great coach at all." The college football analyst refused to call it off as through his commentary, he further attacked Deion Sanders' personality. Quote, he says, "He's a Hollywood created celebrity primarily because of what he did in other walks of life, namely playing football." Close quote. There's a multitude of evidence supporting Deion Sanders' rise to fame. For example, he competed in the NFL for 14 seasons and was victorious in 2 Super Bowls. But his coaching stunts are not as stellar. The only way that Deion Sanders can prove himself is by capturing the Buffaloes to the winning spot. So let me say something about that. Not every great player is going to be a great coach. Remember Larry Bird tried to coach a while in the NBA? I mean, he was semi-successful. Isaiah Thomas tried it. Magic Johnson tried it. Okay. Jason Kidd was a great player. He's tried it. He went to the finals. So, I mean, Jason Kidd won the finals in Dallas. So I don't get it. I don't get what Paul Finebaum is trying to get at there. Okay, yeah, we get it that his other walks of life were successful, but it's not like he was a musician turned coach. He was a football player turned football coach. That translates. If he had success on the football field, maybe he can galvanize a team. He knows something about football. He's not a total dunce. He's not a total novice. He's not new to this. So it translates, Finebaum. He was successful in one endeavor. Look at J.J. Redick. He was a relatively successful NBA player. He lasted in the league as a veteran. He wasn't one of these players that came in his 3 years he was out. They're not considering J.J. Redick to have a job with the Lakers because he has a mind and he had relative success. Coach Prime has a mind and he did have success playing. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. And plus, he did have some success at the HBCUs. And yes, I understand the HBCUs and you know, big time college football are totally different. I know that, but let's give him a chance. He only coached 1 year, Paul Finebaum. 1 year. All right. What coach comes in and starts dominating in year one? It rarely ever happens. If it ever happens, that happened at all. Look at all the great coaches, even going down with the coach that just left Michigan that's now coaching LA Chargers. Forgot his name. When he got to Michigan, he didn't win immediately. All right. The coach for Alabama that just retired, he didn't win immediately. Give me a break, man. See, when people have when people analyze Coach Prime that way, I see why people say the word haters, because it's not rooted in objectivity. You're just saying stuff to say stuff because you don't want to support him. I will support Prime where he needs to be supported, but I will also critique Coach Prime where I feel like he needs to be critiqued. Chell says, DS Wrench Beater, you say, didn't Coach Prime just release a rap song? Damn, what is going on? Wow, shit. Everybody's rapping. What the hell's going on? I don't know, man. I'm just hearing about his son rapping. I didn't know Coach Prime released a rap song. Hey, look, man. Maybe he's trying to relate with his with the youth. I don't know, man. I gotta look into that one. Chell says, this is crazy. I hate playing the race card, but this stay in your place, boy mentality is sad and scary. No, it is sad and scary. It's in them. It's in their DNA. It's not that they're raised that way. They have to be taught not to be that way. Left alone, they have that in them. We have more of a cerebral, more uniform, harmonious view of the world because of the high degree of melanin content we have in our DNA and in our brains. We function very differently, which is why we're very forgiving. Which is why we can go through racism and go through the narrative of slavery and still have that forgiving spirit. We're all about unison. We're all about, quote unquote, chilling and just bringing everybody together and building. We're not about separation and division. If any melanated person learns how to be a separatist and divide, we only learned it through the Caucasian. They come in with a very separatist mindset. And because of their inferiority, they tend to place that upon other people to put you down, to make themselves seem as if they are superior. This is why they want you to stay in your place. No, the irony of that is that if they stayed in their place, it would show them how inferior they are. So they operate off of a base of fear. They're actually afraid of being who they really are. So in other words, they need to channel their fear onto us and suppress us to put them at the top. So they say, stay in your place, boy. It's a fear thing. It's like a snake. Stay in your place, snake. Stay, stay, stay. Don't come out. Don't bite me. That's the mentality that they have. So yeah, the race element is there. It's always there. We're never going to escape it because it's a biological construct. It's not there. It's in their DNA. There's science that proves this. I could go into a deep end about it. It's not. They're not raised. Their parents didn't raise them that way. That's just in them. It's in them. All right. Sally, you say in 2024, and the fact, yeah, 2024, the fact that black man and his family is facing this much hate speaks to the broader issue in this country and the borderline racist thought process in sport. Oh yeah, it's everywhere. It permeates life, sports, jobs, everywhere. On the road with police, it's everywhere. It's just part of life. It is what it is. Yeah, they're parasites, parasitic. Their pale skin makes them the parasites of this ecosystem. The darker melanated people are the ones that are nutritionally more rich. We're more nutritionally more dense. We have rhythm. We have a deeper foundation of spirituality. They don't. They fear us. This is why they do what they do. Sally, you say he ran his mouth about what? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Your breath stinking man says Deion ran his mouth. That's his fault. Okay, what about what? And then what you mean? Okay, this is you guys having a conversation with each other. Okay, so I'm gonna continue reading here. All right. Where did I stop at? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. I don't agree with that stuff about he's a celebrity is because of what he can accomplish. Of course. People usually make a name for themselves before they cross over into another career. I mean, but it's not like he crossed over to be a tennis coach or a golf coach. He's coaching football. He played football. So give me a break, Finebaum. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's where the article stops. Yeah, that's where so actually this article sort of like is also misleading too, because it makes it seem like, well, not Shador, Deion Sanders Jr. does defend the father, but he sort of puts his foot in his own mouth by making that statement about how his dad was forcing people to go listen to his son's mixtape, saying that, dog, this is next level funny stuff. But to me, that's just a son defending the father. And even though the son said that, Coach Prime has reasons to why he's doing what he's doing. We have to give this grown adult man the benefit of the doubt and not think that he's stupid. Now, if you think that he's stupid, then you're going to think that, oh my God, he's forcing people to go to Lil Wayne concerts. He's forcing people to listen to his son's mixtape, and he's going to kick people off the team if they don't listen to his son's mixtape. Does that sound realistic? No, it does not. There could be something else going on that we don't understand in terms of the rationale as to why Coach Prime is doing that. And if it is true that Coach Prime is coming out with his own rap album or rap song, to each his own. He can do what he wants. Maybe he's trying to gravitate to the team more. Maybe he's trying to be more relatable with the youth. I don't know. Whatever his method is, let it be his method. Let's wait to see how all this materializes on the football field. If he has success on the football field, then we all have to shut the hell up. If he does not have success on the football field, then we're going to have a bunch of people jumping in to say, hey, see, this is why they're losing. He was busy making rap songs. He was talking about rap and Lil Wayne. Then we're gonna have people pointing the fingers at multiple of reasons of why they did not do well. So let's just see how all this plays out. I think there's a method to the madness of Coach Prime. I would like to believe that he will have success. I think that if he goes 6-6 next year, it's a success. Some of you guys may say, no, it's not a success. But hey, you go from a team that was 1-11 before you came. You won 4 games the next season. The next season, if you could win 6 or 7 more, if you could win 6 to 7 games, I would consider that successful. I'm not expecting them to go 12-0. Let's be realistic. If they get to a bowl game, that's a win. That's a hell of a season. As long as we see progression each year, I think that's all we can ask for right now. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Let me see what you guys have to say in the comments. Shelly said you don't know what you don't say, y'all. You don't know we so young. He didn't improve a damn thing. They still finished. Yeah. Well, yeah, they finished last, but I'm talking about you're a raw dude, man. You're Brett Steak, man. You said he didn't improve a damn thing. They still finished last place in the conference. No, they did finish last place. You're right. But in terms of they were more exciting to watch, and they did win more games. In the terms of the W and L column, they won more games. Yes, you're right. They finished last. I agree. You're correct. Shelly says 4 is more than 1. Yeah, that's why I look at it. Look at CU strength of schedule last year. And then your Stangbreast says still finished last place, Goofy. They were in every game except Oregon. Calling name is low vibrational. Yeah, it's all low vibrational. It's all good, guys. All right, man. That's my take there on what's going on with this rapping thing. I didn't even know Coach Prime was making the rap. I'm not even gonna read into that one. I'm gonna leave it alone. Let them do their rap stuff. I just can't wait for the football season to begin so we can actually start talking football and actually talking X's and O's. So thank you guys for commenting and listening to my content. Leave a comment, tell me what you guys think. And I'll be back next time with another one. All right, guys, take care. All right, bye-bye. Dude wins. Hold on, let me read what your Stanky Breath said before I get out of here. Dude wins don't mean nothing if y'all finish last place. Well, okay, yeah, okay, you know what? I get it. Okay, let's look at it this way. Your breath stink, man. Let's look at it this way. Let's say an Olympic athlete, right? Enters the Olympics because he's a fast sprinter. He qualifies for the Olympics, right? And the last Olympics he went to, his time was, I don't know, in the 100 meters, let's say his time was 11.8. I'm just throwing out a number. And he finished last place in the last Olympics. Now, in this Olympics, he qualifies again. He runs his best time at 11.2, and he still finishes last place. How would you rate that? Wouldn't you say that his time got better? Wouldn't you still look at the positive, though? Yes, he finished last place, but didn't the time improve? So in terms of Colorado's record, yes, they finished last place, but their win-loss record improved. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, they finished last place. You're right. They finished last place, but they won more games. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for chiming in and giving your take. This isn't track and field. It's football difference. Okay, we get it. I get it. I was trying to make a comparison, meaning that look at the positive. Like they improved. Look at how they say, look at the cup half full. Yeah, we finished last place, but we won more games. Now, next year, let's try to win more games. Let's focus on winning more games. All right. Thank you guys for your comments. And I'll be back with another one. All right. Take care.